Hello everyone, we are live here on YouTube. It's nice to see. I just need to, how do I get rid of that box, Jazz?
It's gone.
Oh good. I have got Just Jazz with me. We're sitting here in the office and I'm hoping that you can all see us. So when we know that there's people there, make sure that you click the thumbs up, because then we're going to know that you're there and stuff. But I'm not going to do that whole thing where you chat about hello, this name, that name, because that always annoys me. Does that annoy you, Jazz?
Yeah.
We watch people on a live. But we thought we would do a live. We've got a couple of people watching now. Hello to you. So we're going to talk, it's Mother's Day here in the UK. We're going to talk obviously about being indoors, very carefully. We're going to talk about these things. And we're also going to see, if you follow me over on Instagram, there was a bit of a hint in the stories that I've not been very well, and if I need to duck out, I'm going to hook it over to her, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So if you're a mum and you're, well, anywhere in the world, doesn't matter, does it? Happy Mother's Day to you. You've given me a really nice Mother's Day, Jasmine. Thank you very much.
I'm glad.
In case you don't know, this is my daughter. She has a channel called Just Jazz, and you tell them what you do, because I don't want to just keep talking and rabbiting on them.
Sort of a bit of everything really, whatever I fancy. Normally sort of beauty, fashion, lifestyle stuff. Quite a bit of travel as well, because we go away quite a lot, don't we?
Yep.
Quite lucky with that.
Love it.
Yeah, a bit of everything really. If there's anything anyone wants to see, sometimes that. Sort of what's going on in my life. I think there's a car, because I got a new car recently. I filmed all that, so I'm uploading that one soon, hopefully. There's a couple more from my travels to go up as well, from when we went to Mexico. So
have
exciting.
You?
Yes.
I've got one more Mexico video to put up, which I know that people are waiting for, and I've got a load of stuff to give away in that video as well. All of my leaflets that I brought back that have got all the information about the trips and stuff, so that's quite good. So anyway, so should we tell them what we've done for Mother's Day so far this morning?
Yeah.
Today.
You want me to tell them? Okay,
Yeah.
So when we woke up, we made breakfast. Me and Nathan did.
Very nice breakfast.
And all of that. Drinks, breakfast. Like a fry up, which was nice.
Lovely.
I've been fancying one of them for ages. And then we went out next, didn't we?
Yeah, we went out.
Went out to the beach.
We went to the beach, had a walk on the beach, and then we came back and had a walk through the trees locally, which was lovely. So I'm looking at us. So sorry, should be looking at the camera. Oh my god. Yeah, because I'm looking at you, that's why. And why wouldn't you look at her? She's lovely. So yeah, I've had a really nice Mother's Day, and then they just appeared with a load of gifts, which I wasn't expecting. Again, you can see that over on my Instagram story. It should be somewhere here on the screen. You can see all them, but don't leave us. Stay here, and we will. Yeah, you can go and have a look at that later. But on my story, you can see me opening my presents and things, which was quite cute. So, who's on lockdown? Who's on self-isolation? We're gonna touch on this because it's a worldwide subject at the moment, isn't it? You can't not talk about it. I'm gonna struggle tomorrow. I'm gonna struggle tomorrow with my motivational Monday video, because like that's all about law of attraction and stuff, and I'm just a little bit like, how can you, there's positives in this, but I don't want to like make the whole virus thing be unimportant or insignificant, or like it's not a massive tragic thing that's going on. But you know, this channel's about that anyway.
I think sometimes people need that as well, because they don't, everywhere online at the minute, especially Twitter, is just all really negative about what's going on, and I quite like to see it when people just post their normal content and sort of take your mind off it for a minute.
Definitely. I should share this, that's gone live. I don't know if you can do that on your phone, can you? See if you can share it on, don't know, not Facebook. I don't tend to put things like this on Facebook, but I might do a little live on my Facebook page. If we were clever enough, we could set up a couple of cameras and do it that way. But I thought I'd do one at a time, and it's quite nice anyway, because I really like my YouTube audience. I think you're just awesome, and you're always kind of like small community that's really always there. Like I'm really lucky that I get loads of views from other things, but there's those of you that always sort of tune in, always give me nice comments, and make sure that you do comment on this if you're, I think there should be a little chat window on the side there. Actually, I should probably log in on my laptop and on my desktop, and then I can reply. because we're doing this on the phone. Anyway, so there's a few of you watching now, so hello, thank you so much for being here. Make sure afterwards you go and check out the Instagram stories and you can see more of what we've been doing today on there. But we're just coming in for a little chat. There's quite a lot of people doing a bit of, have you shared it?
I can do it on Twitter.
Do it on Twitter, do it on anything you like. Ideally not my Facebook, but anyway. So
it's on my Twitter list.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you've got YouTubers on your Twitter. Mine's all writers on my Twitter, so that's cute. So we've got a lot of news to share with you. Those of you that's just tuned in, we are going to tell you a story in a minute, aren't we? Which was quite a surreal story that's really been going on for probably about 4 weeks now and came to a pinnacle or a inciting incident point, which is I'm gonna write about it. Actually, I promised myself I'd get that up today, but it might be up today, it might be up tomorrow. So what happened, Jasmine?
Where do we start?
Where do we start?
We'll just started off with a cough, which may sound suspicious to everyone at this point, but we'll get to that in a minute, because everyone sort of at the minute, I feel like someone coughs, just sort of runs away from whoever that is.
Yeah, it's true. Does that. Everyone is like,
Yeah, and then you sort of got in pain, didn't you? A bit of pain.
Yeah. So I woke up, I know it was my brother's birthday, 25th of February, so I remember that date, like, you know, clearly. And I had this like cough that was just a bit of an irritating kind of cough. And obviously we've been to Mexico, and so that means we have travelled. So of course the whole like, is it okay or is it not okay thing was a bit scary. But then 2 weeks ago, I started to get this pain in my side, which was really quite a significant pain. And you was with me then, wasn't you? I'm trying to think.
I think mostly it was Nathan that night, because I looked after Harley, which is our dog. If anybody didn't know that, which I'm sure you would by now.
They know who Harley is, yeah. So this pain was getting to the point that I was worrying about it, because it's right in the bottom of my ribs at the side. And I was like, I can't actually deal with this pain, and I am quite good with pain. So we rang 111 for some advice, which is, if you're not from the UK, because I know loads of you aren't that watch, 111 is like an NHS service, you must have heard the NHS, that's not quite 999 or your 911 if you're in the States. So you can get advice and stuff. So I was on hold for about 45 minutes because everybody's obviously ringing up for advice at the minute. And after that time, we got through, and the minute that I said I got a pain in this kind of area, I was like, we're sending an emergency ambulance out. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to. And we was a bit like, oh God, you know. And Jasmine, you don't mind me saying, you're not the best person in crisis points where there's sort of things going on and stuff like that. You get a little bit worried, don't you?
Yeah.
We're going to actually create a podcast, might not be today, but create a podcast. I've got a podcast called Autoimmune Diet and Me, which is linked in the bottom of my other videos, probably not in this one yet because I haven't set it up. And I follow basically a diet that, because I've got autoimmune disease in the form of ankylosing spondylitis and Crohn's disease, and if I eat right, I am so much more well than the majority of people are. So we're going to create a podcast on that and talk about how she's managed to live with me with these kind of things going on. So, but you just don't like, do you think you still got that phobia?
Yes, but it's not as bad as it was.
So if anybody's like gonna throw up, that's your thing, isn't it, really? Bless her. And it was quite a massive thing. So there was me there in pain, which you probably don't like to see anyway. I would not see mother in pain.
Yeah, no, it's not nice.
And the ambulance crew came out. There was 3 of them, and with all their big machines. I thought, oh my God, this is like, I just wanted some advice really. And they started to listen to my chest area, and instantly said, you have got pleurisy. And pleurisy is the lining of the lungs has got, like, there's a pleural membrane, and in between that membrane I think you have something that stops it from rubbing on each other and then rubbing on the ribs and stuff like that. And if you get pleurisy, it's kind of like inflamed and very painful. And I was sitting there saying, I'm sure giving birth to twins was easier than this. So they said, like, we can take you into a hospital, have a lot of prodding about and things going on, or we can kind of leave you here. And at that point in time, I was in so much pain, I was so tired, I just wanted to shut my eyes and go to sleep. So so I opted for that option, and thankfully I did have some very strong painkillers in the house, which was naproxen, which is an anti-inflammatory. And they're saying at the moment, it's like an ibuprofen. So, you know, in the news they're saying don't take ibuprofen. It's a bit of a hearsay thing at the minute, but naproxen is like that. And I was like, I'm going to take my bets, and I'm going to just take it and try and get out of this pain. Breathe, sorry. So that was that. So that was kind of like bad enough. Oh, hiya Chris, it's Chris, bless you. So we went to the hospital. No, we didn't go to the hospital, sorry, ignore that. So then when did we go to, we went to Medoc, didn't we, which is our local out of hours doctor's service.
We phoned 111 again, didn't we, because you were I don't think the week before you had that breathing thing.
Oh God, yeah.
Where you'd sort of cough and then couldn't catch your breath after. It sounded like you were suffocating.
It was like that.
Horrible to see, because I know you couldn't breathe properly, but there's not much you can do when someone's doing that. And it only lasts for so long and then it stopped. But I got a bit worried about it because I was going away for the weekend, just up the country to see Jordan, and I didn't really want to sort of leave you knowing that you couldn't breathe properly without getting it checked out at least. So we phoned 111, was probably on the hold for like 40 minutes, which is understandable at a time like this.
Yeah, it's longer than that now, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Things weren't that bad then either. I thought in the next sort of week or so it might get worse and we might not be able to get on a call with someone or something. So I thought best to get it checked out now. Went to Medoc and they weren't really that helpful.
She wasn't. No, this nurse, a nurse. She was a doctor. Sorry, she was very lovely, but she kept going. Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry. Oh, I've got to log into the computer. Oh, sorry. And she was all like, da. She looked in my throat and she said, you need to take antihistamines because your throat is closing. Well, I'm sorry. You know if your throat is closing, and my throat didn't feel like it was closing at all. And she said, I can't hear any signs of pleurisy there whatsoever because you can hear it when you listen through the stethoscope. So I was like, okay, fine. So we kind of went with it, didn't we? And thought, And she gave me some antibiotics, and she said, if you start to have a productive that's a funny colour and anything like that, then take these antibiotics. And we were going away for the weekend because, as I think you guys know, and certainly close contact with the lesson, which is couple weekend, that was Naples Faces. So we didn't go, but we did go to Southport with the intention of listening. And then there was another one which was, oh God, there's so much talk about it. Canberra. So that was, that one was interesting, wasn't it? Because everybody was, well, there's supposed to be 1,500 dancers go there, and we ended up, I think, about 700. And there's a big debate about do we or don't we go, you know, and we was like, we're going to go. We're going to take all the precautions with the hand washing and things like that. And Ciroc were brilliant. They put so much in place and they worked really, really hard to make it amazing. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if you'd cough it.
I'm trying not to. It's kind of there. It's bubbling a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so they went, basically. And the weekend was good. It was fine. But obviously they couldn't do too much with sort of the coughing and everything. And just kept distance from everyone where possible. And that was fine, I think.
I'm good.
I mean, I didn't go to that one. Correct me if I was wrong.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was a very odd atmosphere, and the thing is, on the Friday night, nobody was being cruel or anything, but people would hear me like that. Sorry, God, and they was doing this, and I was like, ugh. I felt a bit bad, you know, and I was like, I shouldn't really be here and stuff.
But equally, you've been checked out and knew that it wasn't anything, like you knew what it was, so. Yeah. You wasn't sort of going there and putting people at risk, whereas if you hadn't got any sort of diagnosis, I would have probably not been as good of an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I was convinced it wasn't corona because I thought I've seen all these people, all these medical people who would not have been so relaxed at looking at me, coming near me, touching me, listening to me, looking down my throat and stuff. And so I was like, okay, I know it isn't that, but I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. So I actually came away from Canberra, and on the Saturday morning I just woke up and I was like, no, I don't need to be here, I'm going to go. And also I couldn't dance, I didn't have any breath, and it was just, anyway, but I just thought it's part of the course, one of those things, it's going to go away. Until Monday, was it Monday night? No, what day is it today? It's Sunday. Oh, Friday night. So Friday, we had a really nice day, and I was kind of like trying to deal with it, and I got to the point where this pain was so bad and it was on both sides, and it was going like a band around my middle, and I was still doing the breathing thing, the suffocating thing, and I thought this is getting worse and not better, by which time I'd been on some really strong steroids. What else did they give me that time?
Your inhaler as well.
Inhaler. Yes, I'm on one of these. I don't have asthma, but I'm on one of these, and I can't remember what else they gave me, but it wasn't getting better, it was getting worse. So Friday night, we sat and we had a meeting on my bed, didn't we?
Yeah.
Me, Nathan and Jasmine, because obviously, you know, it affects these guys quite a lot as well. And we was like, what do we do? And I said, if we ring 111 again and I say I've got pain going around my chest, they're going to instantly send out an ambulance, because they check out for heart attack. And, you know, I'm not as young as I used to be, and there must be sort of risk factors, I suppose, that when they say, how old are you know, a tick. And you know, if you've got this pain, yeah, tick, okay, let's send an emergency ambulance. So then they started then I had a little coughing fit, slightly worse than I just did then, and Nathan took over the call, and they said, oh, she's got a cough, we are going to take precautions, by which time, you know, in this period of time so much has happened in the world, hasn't it, where people are taken to their homes, I think rightly so, that's my opinion. You know, we've got to kind of try and stop it somehow. And, you know, you've got to feel for these people going out and trying to help us and keep us healthy. I mean, the NHS is just fantastic. We are so lucky. Anyway, so then Nathan took over the call, and they said they're going to send out the paramedics, and they are going to be in their suits, because I've got a cough. Was I a coronavirus patient? So that was a little bit of a worry, and then we started to think, this is getting a little bit real, but I'm sure I haven't got corona because we've already been seen by other people, and I haven't had like the fever or anything like that, you know, just felt generally unwell, really tired, and this cough, you know, I've had no sore throat, nothing like that. What?
I was about to yawn.
You can yawn, it's alive, so, you know, it's not edited, it's not supposed to be perfect. Anyhow, so so then, well, what did you do then when they turned up? Was you here?
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously there was already Mum and Nathan there, and then the 2 paramedics turned up, so I didn't want to sort of crowd the room too much. So I was just there when I sort of needed to add information, and apart from that, I just sort of sat out of the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was still there. I still spoke to them and saw them, but I didn't want to crowd it too much.
No. So again, they listened to my chest, and they said there's no sign of any pleurisy there, and I was like, okay. They said your chest is completely clear, which if you listen to me breathe, like not right now, but if it's quiet and you're listening to me breathe, you can hear this rattling noise going on. And so I was like, oh, how is that clear when I know that? And then I started to cough, and then they was like, that sounds like, was you there?
Pneumonia.
Yeah.
They were worried about, was it dry pneumonia?
Dry pneumonia, because I was doing this exhalation thing that I can't control, and all my air comes out, and then that's when I try and get it back in, and it's like, it's horrible. So they was like, that sounds like dry pneumonia, and I was like, okay, that sounds scary, don't know. So then they said, we suggest that we take you in via ambulance, which they did. And of course it was, do you know what was funny, Jazz? When we got in the ambulance, because they then covered me up, I had the mask on and everything, and they took theirs off, and they didn't look like I thought they were going to look.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all I'd seen was their eyes. So when I took their mask off, I was like, oh, I didn't imagine your mouth was that shape. Or, you know, it was really strange. Yeah, really strange. Because, and as well, because as you guys know, I have hearing issues, which thankfully is really good at the moment. And they said it wouldn't improve. Haha, there it did.
Yeah.
So with these hearing issues, I was a bit like, I wouldn't have been able to, because I can't lip read. You know, I can't lip read when they've got things on. So anyway, so that was that. And then got in the ambulance, and they said, we've got a phone ahead. You don't know this story. They said, we've got a phone ahead. And it was funny because I couldn't move with this pain either. And my phone was ringing in my pocket, and I knew it was Nathan. And I was trying to get my pocket, and I was belted up and masked up and everything. And I was like, oh, this is all a disaster. And then she's on the phone, and I could tell from the phone call they were going to put me into the coronavirus isolation unit, or the COVID-19. It's all labelled up. I have got photographs to share on that, which I will do on my blog post, which is going to go up on my website probably tomorrow. Now, I might do it today. Anyhow, so what's the time? That might be, Harley might be coming back. Oh no, not yet. So anyway, so I was like, this is suddenly getting really real. And then they contacted Nathan and said, because he went in his car, because he's like my voted next of kin person, and we keep Jazz in touch and that, and you're there if you really need to be, aren't you?
Yeah, there's no point taking the lot of us there to sit in a waiting room.
No, exactly. So so they said to Nathan, you're not going to be able to be with mine. And they literally opened these doors and put me into this room, which just had 2 plastic chairs in it and all the other equipment that they need. And I was like, this is really real, really scary. And then what they did, and this was so endearing with the staff, this lady came in, she opened these blinds, there was a little window, that there was another lady the other side, because they didn't want to take in pens and writing material and stuff like that because of cross-contamination. What would you call it? That? Contamination. So she came in all in her suit, took all my observations, and then she was going like that to the lady, and the lady the other side of the window was writing it all down. She printed out an ECG, which was fine, and we knew it wasn't heart anyway. We was convinced about that. And as she ripped it off the machine, she folded it up and put it through the gap in the door. And she said, I'm sorry, I've got to be really quick because we've got rules that we've got to be in and out of each patient, potentially coronavirus patient, within 10 minutes. And I was like, okay. And much as I was still convinced that it wasn't that, I was like, oh, what's going on? Anyway, so me and Nathan were texting, and I started to write a little narrative, as you do as a writer, because I thought this is awesome material and I've got some exclusive news. You're the first people to know about it. I am creating an anthology. I've got about 10 authors who are writing a piece about their experiences on what's going on the world at the minute. Obviously, I'm going to create quite a big piece. I've got another writer who I did my MA with called Ben, who's going to contribute something. I've got a friend over in India who's contributing something. They are now on complete lockdown. And they've been out bashing their pans and things this afternoon, which was quite sweet. I've got somebody in Paris who's going to write for me. I've got a writer who's a friend on Instagram, and I don't know what angle that's going to take. I've got a Tesco worker, someone that works in Tesco's, who obviously they're going through a horrific time trying to supply everybody with the food. If you're in the States, that's like your Walmart, Jasmine?
I think so. Just sort of like general big food
supermarket, we call it.
Yeah, and I know that at the minute, I think they're having a lot of people just sort of walk into the shops and saying if you've got any jobs going, and they literally just hand a bit of paper and they just sign it.
Oh, really?
So they're handing jobs out just literally. I think it's the same with a lot of other supermarkets as well, like probably Asda and all that, I guess.
You could go do that.
Yeah, but we're all self-isolating, so...
Yeah, we are self-isolating at the moment, and I'll get to this end of the story and you'll find out why. So thanks to those of you still watching and still hanging on with this. I know it's such a really long story, but what else have you got to do? You know, you might as well... Oh, look. Hello, Paul Boakes. So it's kind of... so I've got this anthology going up. It's going to be published on Amazon fairly soon. I've asked for them to write by this time next week, so then I can start editing it, putting it together, getting a cover made and getting it up on Amazon. That's really exciting. It's probably going to be for free, and I'm hoping to share that, and then if it sells enough it can probably be classed as a bestseller, which would be amazing. And all of the authors that don't want to be anonymous, actually I think I asked you, Chris, did I, if you were going to write something from a work angle, can't remember. But those authors who don't want to be anonymous, I'll put all their links in there, especially the author people. Anyway, so this story. There I was in the isolation room, number 1, in the coronavirus COVID-19 hot area, as they call it. So this is quite funny and quite charming. In came the doctor. Now bear in mind, bit personal TMI. Sorry. This pain means that I can't wear a bra right now. So he was trying to listen to everything in that area, and he said, you don't know this, he said, I can't actually physically touch your heart. He said, although I do hope with my charm sometimes I can touch ladies' hearts. And he was doing all this while he was like listening and holding my boobs up and all sorts. It was a bit funny.
Nice.
Yeah, but he said, and I can't touch your lungs. He said, but I can touch your ribs. He said, and I can tell you that your pleural membrane is rubbing on your ribs, it's stuck to your ribs, hence you're in so much pain.
That sounds painful.
It was very painful. I mean, I wouldn't have said it was painful if it wasn't painful. You know, when you live with Crohn's, you do live with pain every single day. And I've still got this pain now. Am I showing it? I hope not. It's actually not too bad at the minute, but I've taken the naproxen again, and I did actually take tramadol that night, but that makes me feel really sleepy and drunk. Anyway, so while he was in the room, I coughed. He said to me, you absolutely have pleurisy. I can hear your lungs are crackling. We need at a minimum to give you a chest x-ray. He said, but I don't want to keep you in hospital. I want you to go home because there's such a risk. You're in a hotspot area. People have been tested positive in this room for coronavirus. And I was like, shit. That to me was like really, it felt so real about this virus. And you know, you watch things online and stuff and that feels real, but I was in it. My son was away from me. They was like, you cannot cross this line. There's all these like barrier things up and everything. And I was really, really grateful to the staff at that point in time. And then there's some more endearing stuff. I mean, they really jollied me up, and I was just tired and I was in pain. I wasn't necessarily miserable as such. But so then this doctor was like, yeah, minimum chest x-ray. He said, need to get you out of here. And get you home. He said, but you need to keep that mask on all the time, blah blah. And I was like, okay. And while I coughed in there, he said, I am sure that your cough is too wet to be coronavirus. He said, I cannot hear anything there that is making it sound as though it's that sort of cough. I was like, okay, well that's obviously good news. And so they didn't feel they needed to swab me or do blood tests and things, but they also looked for changes on the chest x-ray. So that was funny. I was sitting there for hours, probably about 4 hours, because what they said to me, Jess, I had to go down to the x-ray room. The room had to be ready so that I wasn't contacting loads of people. In contact with loads of people. So I went down there into the x-ray room. Nathan came and met me there, which was sweet, because obviously it doesn't matter if I'm in contact with him, because I was in contact with him anyway. And he met me there, went in, had my x-ray done, came out and had to go straight back to the room. Couldn't find the way. I was wandering around all in my suit and mask and everything, and I was a bit like, oh, I'm supposed to be in isolation because someone told me where to go. So that I got a bit ratty then. I got to admit, I got a bit like, they're letting me wander around and I'm at possible danger to people. Where is my goddamn room, side room number 1? So anyway, and then just before that, because I'd been there so long, there was a knock on this window and the blinds were closed because where they'd been exposing my body, they'd closed the blinds. And then through the little tiny gap in the door, which was like that, I'll put that picture on my blog post, someone said, can you come to the window? So I opened the window and there was this beautiful nurse there with a handwritten note, quite big letters, and she'd written on there, we haven't forgotten you, smiley face. We know you need an x-ray, smiley face. She said, we are just waiting for the room to be ready. And I thought, oh my God, that was so lovely. I really wish I'd said to her, stay there, let me take a photo of that, because that to me, is just a testament of like the NHS and what they're doing and how they are and all that sort of stuff.
You think how much stress they're under now as well, and to still make time to do things like that, it can make, I think, all the difference in someone's sort of trip there.
Yeah, and it really did. It did make a massive difference to me. So that was really, really sweet. And I just thought, cute. I probably didn't smile enough at that point in time because I was a little bit worried, obviously a little bit frightened. Not as frightened as I kind of am now when he told me that people had tested positive in that room. But you know, it's Sunday now, so we've had like 48 hours since I was in there almost. I probably would have shown some things now, do you think?
Especially with everything else, yeah.
So then the x-ray came back. Doctor knocked on the window and he said, I'm going to phone you, so that he didn't have to come in and do all the gowning up thing. I said, okay. So he phoned me and said, don't be too alarmed. I thought, oh no. He said, but your lungs are showing changes. He said there is pneumonia infection in there. And I was like, whoa, that sounds very serious. So they've given me a lot of drugs. I am on 2 different lots of antibiotics, and that's not good for anybody with Crohn's, but I haven't got an option. It needs to go. And what else they give me? Another load of steroids, a heavy dose of steroids. Obviously the thingy, puff thing, whatever it's called. Inhaler, thank you. What else have I got? Medication, painkilling medication. Yeah. So this pain, I keep thinking it goes and then it comes back. So whether that is the medication kicking in or what, I don't know. The more I do, the more it hurts. I tried mopping the floors about a week ago and it was excruciating. So there we are. So now I am obviously slightly at risk. He said to me, you're like a sitting duck now. You need to be very, very careful. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that. And just basically gotta not catch it. Because obviously with lung issues like this already, if I then catch it, I'm in trouble. But what it did say, I think I said this just now. Did I say this just now? That there's changes on chest x-ray if you've got corona. And mine wasn't showing any signs of that. So I'm like, thank goodness for that. So at the moment, counting my blessings, feeling quite at peace. We like being at home, don't we?
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I've had a to-do list quite long for quite a while now, which I haven't got around to doing. So I'm sort of getting that done whilst I can. Just sort of making the most of it, really. Because a lot of people sort of sitting there thinking, oh, there's nothing to do, but go through your room and sort everything out.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. Well, no, not great. That was totally the wrong word to use. But I think it's a good sort of opportunity to get things done, and you've got to make the most of a bad situation, I guess.
Yeah, you have. I definitely agree. I mean, I always like it when there's a snow day and then everyone's coming home from work, like your family coming home from work, and then they get in safely and you're like, everyone's in safe now, let's turn the heating up and let's just make this a nice time. I mean, I think we're going to be okay. We've got plenty of food coming. I've got like food that I've ordered online to come to the house.
But equally not bulk bought either. There's still enough for everybody else.
We haven't, because I mean we've got a small supermarket, which is called like a mini market, hypermarket.
Just a co-op.
It's a co-op, but I don't know if people know what co-op is.
Oh,
the UK people will, but I've loads of Canadians watch as well.
Just a small shop down the road. Yeah,
basically in a nutshell. So that's stocked up plenty of stuff there. We're having trouble getting a few things. And obviously because Nathan and I are gluten-free, so we're limited. We can't stock up on pasta and things like that. But there's plenty of stuff to go around. I've ordered some nice snacks, which I'm going to be sharing all that over on Instagram, from Joy Fuel, they do these little snacks which are about 120 calories. They're low sugar, they're vegan, gluten-free, made of things like dates and nuts, and they are so tasty. And because they're only small but they're rich, you have one of them and you love it. It's nice.
Yeah.
So they're being posted out tomorrow. So then we've got some snacks like that. I've got Muscle Food coming, we are meat eaters in this house. All right there. So yeah, Muscle Food's coming and stuff like that. So we're going to be fine in that respect. Unfortunately, I don't feel well enough to do very much at the moment. Even this, I was debating. I said yesterday, Jazz, we was going to do this, and I was a bit like, have I got the energy to do it? We also was going to put one on Instagram, wasn't we?
Yeah.
But being this is half an hour long, I might just share the link. Yeah, might just share the link. Or we could do a little Instagram and say we've gone live on YouTube, go watch it. There's an idea. But yeah, I'm very lucky to be surrounded by my family, because I know some people are shut away in their own actual bedroom because other members of the family are showing symptoms. I mean, my symptoms are bad and I'm really not very well, but thank goodness, fingers crossed, if I can do it. Well, I mean, we went for a walk today, but we socially isolated. What's it called? Social distancing.
Yeah.
So if anybody was coming, and I did have a scarf on. So if anybody was coming, we was just like, stay a long way away, please. So yeah, apparently pneumonia can take like 6 months before you feel normal again. And I just think, when I was diagnosed with AS, how long ago was that? 18 months ago, I think. I was so on it at the gym and I felt like a machine. I was going every day and I was just like the stepper machine. I was like, I'm going to crank this up. Because first of all, I could only do like even 2 minutes. I was like, God, my heart rate's going mad. And then I started to, no, I'm really liking this. This is a good feeling. And you come out there feeling so good. And at the minute, it's all I could do to walk up a hill this afternoon. I got really out of breath. And it's a bit frustrating when you're not well. I'm just hoping that it isn't... I think it is just a thing that we've picked up, because Nathan's had this cough about a week longer than me and he's still got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a scary time, but like Jazz says, we're loving it, aren't we? We're loving being at home.
Yeah, it might be the wrong thing to say at this point, but I don't think it's helpful if everyone sits here and really sort of upset about it, because you've got to have some positivity online somewhere. Everyone else is talking about it.
I mean, as well, you and I are really lucky that we work online, don't we? And do you mind talking about your job? What's happened there?
Yeah, so I usually work in Pandora, and I was a Christmas temp, and then my contract got extended. And then...
This is not wine, by the way.
They were hoping to then keep some of us on permanently, but with obviously everything that's gone on, it hadn't been extended by now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So no contracts have been signed or anything, so with everything going on, you can't blame anyone for anything, but they just extended it until the end of this month, and then they're going to assess the situation and see what's going on. They said they'd like to keep us on if they can, but it depends sort of when they're back up and running and everything, because it's just not worth it. Luckily I did work quite a lot more this month than usual, so I took on some extra hours, which is helpful.
Yeah.
And
I'm just going to share this. It's alright. Yeah, go on, go for it. Oh,
yeah, but the shops have had to shut now as well, so part of me is kind of glad about that, because I didn't want to go in anyway and catch it myself and then put mum at risk or anyone else in the house. So I'm quite glad that they've shut now. I think it's just for the best, really, because the quicker everyone like stays indoors, the quicker it's going to go away, or at least they'll be able to like control it more, I guess. Whereas everyone, well, there's still quite a lot of people kind of going about their normal day thinking, oh, we're British, nothing's going to harm us, but when you look at the other countries, it's not worth it. When you've got stuff to do indoors, I have no reason to go outside, so other than a little walk when I'm not going to be interacting with anyone or touching anything, I think we should all sort of be staying indoors.
I agree. I'm just sharing this post. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, but she's telling her lovely story. And the thing is as well, for people... Oh, my Twitter password's wrong. It's because I'm on Chrome. Normally I'm on something else.
Safari, yeah.
Don't know what my Twitter password might be. Let's guess.
Yeah, but I think as well, when some people are thinking, oh, they're not at risk, like personally, if I get it, I'm young, probably don't really have any risk, but also you're putting other people at risk that, like, whether you know them or not, maybe you might go and see one of your friends and then their family members might get it that might be in trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's worth it sort of going out unless you need to, unless you like work in a supermarket where they need you, or like a NHS worker or things like that. So I keep losing my train of thought.
It's alright, we've been talking a long time.
Yeah.
I've just had a slightly worrying message come in and I've got a feeling I know what that's going to say. Yeah, so we really appreciate any of you guys sharing our stuff, because
definitely
this is how we make our living. There's other things that we do to make our living as well, which is we're not able to do at the minute. Obviously we're not able to travel, which is you know, we can't create new content to put up. I have got content already to put up, so where else can I share this?
Yeah, I've got content to put up as well, which we're quite lucky with. I just need to sort of sort it out more.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Get it done.
I don't know where else to share this, but anyway, it's okay. Yeah, so basically we're just very in a fortunate position, I think, and the care I've had from the NHS has been brilliant, and I'm feeling okay. I'm not like particularly petrified. I'm scared of catching it, because he said, like, the doctor was very seriously giving me talking to, and he was like, you need to be really, really careful. So yeah, we're sort of isolating. Thanks, Chris. We're self-isolating for how long? Don't know.
Until it sort of blows over, really,
Yeah.
I guess, because I don't have to go to work now. We don't know what's going to go on with that. So for me, for the foreseeable future, I'm indoors, which I'm not really complaining about. I'm quite looking forward to it.
This is it. And the thing is as well, we've got loads of building work about to be done on the house, so we need to sort things out, chuck a load of junk. This I've got, you can't quite see. Yeah, we're going to go longer than 2 weeks probably, Chris, but thank you for that. so I've got loads of eBaying to do, which is the last thing that I want to do. But actually, it's not too bad, Jess. I was saying to Nathan, I put my my desktop computer on, play something on YouTube, like I had Whitney Houston the other day, and then a Gloria Estefan. I was just loving all my 80s music going on while I was sitting there packaging things up and loading them up to eBay. So that was all right. I'm really sorry. So yeah, it's kind of, and doing lives, there's so many people doing lives, which I think is lovely.
Yeah,
I do. I think it's absolutely lovely. So so we're probably going to wrap this up in a minute. What are we going to do next? Are we going to go live on Instagram? Just do a little one, point people over to here.
could do.
YouTube. My Instagram following is nowhere near my YouTube one. So as always, I thank you guys so much for being there. It means a lot. Every single little thumbs up. Please give a thumbs up now. All 6 of you watching. So yeah, I wish I could edit that out. That makes us sound not very popular. I've got 2,000 people on my channel, but because we haven't managed to share this anywhere, and I think maybe people are having their dinner and stuff. What now, Chris? Do you mean you can watch us? We're not live on Instagram now. We can't be.
No.
After
this.
Yeah, after this. So, and then probably create a podcast, and I might try and get my blog up. So you're doing gaming, aren't you, at the minute?
I'm doing a little bit of it, yeah, because Jordan's brought his Xbox over, so I don't know if I'm going to get hated for this or not, but I've started playing Minecraft again.
Why would you get hated? You can do what the hell you like.
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I used to play it with Nathan when we were younger on the Xbox there.
Oh, so cute. I remember when we was in our old house and it was tiny, and we played Stuart Little on Sega. I can't have been Sega.
I think that's the brand that makes the game.
Yeah, but there was a machine as well. It was a Sega Master System.
Oh, right.
I might have got that slightly wrong. Probably some of the audience might tell me.
I think it was a bit older than that when we played Minecraft, but
yeah,
I remember it used to be so fun, and it is still fun.
Is it?
So I'm trying to get my head around everything again, but
I'm so not into playing games.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do play Candy Crush a little bit. If I've got no internet on my phone, I do play Candy Crush from time to time. But I'm all about the writing and the creating. I take photographs of absolutely everything. Like today, where we've been to the beach, there was some pieces with graffiti and that on. So I've taken some beautiful images of the sand and the beach and the waves, and then I've got some of this graffiti stuff, and I'm just like, the whole place has so many memories for me, because we used to go there as children, and it's got bad memories. Because this sink, which I will share on a blog post, this sink, my mother used to really rub my feet with the sand on it really hard, and it used to hurt, and I used to think, why can't you be more gentle? I need to ring her actually. And then the beach itself, and my brother, and you know, we had fun, and we used to sit in the beach in the sea in these inner tubes. They were what you used to put in a tyre. I don't think that's the thing anymore. I'm not sure. I don't know. And we used to sit on them. Why didn't we just have inflatable rubber rings? I don't know. Maybe it was too expensive. We were very poor. But yeah, so that was lovely. So that's what I'm about. She's about doing some gaming, and you want to kind of focus a little bit more on your YouTube again, don't you? Now?
Yeah, so I'm sort of trying to make it a productive day, rather than just getting up and doing whatever I feel like. Sort of getting up and still getting ready for the day, because I find staying indoors, you can sort of sit in pyjamas all day and not really do anything and just be lazy. But I want to make the most of this time, and so I'm sort of getting up, getting ready, and then doing productive stuff during the day, and then sort of 5, 6 o'clock at night.
You need to do my hair as well, because my roots are coming through.
Yeah, I'll do those. Sort of 5, 6 o'clock at night, have some dinner and sort of wind down then and chill for the evening, and then I can sort of play games or do whatever else.
We're going to watch a movie in a little bit, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Which will be lovely. I need a really big cough in a minute. I'm stifling it, so we're going to start to wrap this up. But let me know, please, in the comments below if you kind of like this and it's something you want to see us do again, and what you might like us to chat about. I mean, some people might even want to think, oh, I'm stuck at home, let me make a YouTube channel. We can talk about that, can't we?
Yeah, definitely.
And the ups and downs of it, the highs and lows. You know a lot about statistics and things, don't you?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Building Instagram stuff, you're really up on that. So yeah. I think she should be a social media manager, because she knows a lot of stuff like that, and making good posts, and because you did creative media at college, didn't you?
Yeah.
So which is obviously makes her qualified to do this sort of stuff. I've just kind of winged it for a lot of years now. I think I started my channel 11 years ago, and now we're at 2,000 subscribers. And I get people telling me, I don't know why you haven't got a bigger following, but you know, it does bring me a small amount of income. So any sharing, any liking, anything, it really helps, and also makes us feel as though you support our channel and really appreciate.
Yeah, it's always appreciated.
Yeah,
nice.
definitely. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I really like creating the stuff, and especially when it's old things. Like my next big project that I'm going to do, but like I said, I haven't felt quite well enough, and it sounds pathetic to sit at my desk and do stuff.
But you've got reason to, though. Like, after hearing what you've been through and what you've got, it's understandable that you don't feel like doing anything.
Darling.
And we all know that when you do feel better, you'll give it everything.
I'm going to crank it right out as soon as I can, you know, start sorting out my house again. You know, it could be because we're going to get our kitchen done, we're going to get the roof done, and we are going to vlog all of that, which is going to be brilliant, because we've got leaky roof. Nathan's room needs redoing. Even this door on this office has got to be moved, so there's going to be a massive amount of work going on, and the builders were due to start in 2 weeks, but we don't think that's going to happen at the moment. And I'm not sure the dust in the air with somebody with
definitely not.
I'm not sure.
We can postpone that.
Easy, as long as they don't mind. So so we've got loads of stuff that we could be doing. I was about to say Bosnia. So if you remember back in November, was it November? I went to Bosnia and Herzegovina with David and Tam. I think it was. Now, I had the most awesome time. I'm going to have to end this video shortly. Had the most awesome time out there with them, and I'm going to really look forward to getting my footage and making those Bosnia and Herzegovina videos. I definitely want to go again. I've got a lot of writing as well. I'm going to make a little mini ebook and put that out about the story and the journey, because mentally I went through quite a lot. Maybe we'll talk about that on another video.
Yeah.
So please do comment below. I see some of you are thumbs up. The rest of you should thumbs up. Come on, don't be stingy. Give it a thumbs up right now, please. I'm watching the numbers. And let us know in the comments if you want to see more lives. We can do them.
I'll see about doing some of mine.
On your channel.
Yeah, maybe on my Instagram. At JustJazzX.
Yeah, go on, give yourself a little shout out, Jazz.
Yeah, at JustJazzX on Instagram, and then Just Jazz on YouTube.
And anywhere else?
Sometimes Twitter, but not much. At JustJazzX there as well. Every now and then.
I think your editing is wicked. I love what you do.
Thank you.
It's okay. So it's funny actually, when we went to Mexico, I was like, no, it's going to be a holiday. I'm not going to do anything. And there was such a wasted opportunity. So I was like, no, I have to. Absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Are you going to come on my Motivational Monday tomorrow? We need to get up quite early and do it, because I like to try. Okay, and I don't quite know how or what we're going to talk about. Like I said, it's supposed to be law of attraction stuff.
We can find it. It's fine.
I do want to actually talk about the wildlife situation at the moment, because I'm
That's
loving.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm loving that. I don't really know how I can do the law of attraction thing with what's going on. It's going to be quite.
We can.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so you'll see her again, and I think Nathan was going to pop in, but he didn't. I think he's gaming. So thank you so much for sticking with us. I know this is a long video, but it's that, or telly, or Netflix, or let us know what you're doing in the comments down below, because I love to hear from you guys, and I always reply, so you will see me in them. All of my links, actually, I can just see on my laptop, my desktop. Why do I keep calling it that? All of my links are there. Are they the correct ones? Yes, my Instagram, Lou Lush Your Life. So you can see today there's my podcast as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so but those are old versions, so we're going to create a podcast sometime soon enough. I've got a merch link there as well. Have fun. Sorry, I don't know if that cut off. Yeah, we're live again.
Right, she'll be back. We were saying about podcasts, I think. Yeah. So we'll make one of those, and some new podcasts. I don't know if we're going to make a whole new podcast for it, or just upload more to the one.
An episode. We're going to make a podcast episode.
Yeah.
Autoimmune diet and me. Anyway, we need to go, guys. So thank you so much for watching. It's been lovely. And I think Harley might be back. So we're going to
that's me off.
Yeah, Just JazzX. I've just got my pain again. Okay, I'm going to say goodbyes. Well, you still didn't thumbs it up. I'm not impressed. I will see you next time. And yeah, thanks so much for being with us. It's a long video, but like I say, might as well have a chat. I've quite enjoyed watching other people's chit chat stuff, so I hope you do as well. see you over on Instagram, probably talking about similar things in a much shorter version. So take care and bye bye for now.